Interesting.
You guys can hold it. Like, hold it. Don't hold it that far.
Tell me how to hold it. How do you want me to hold it, Riley? Welcome back.
Hello.
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 I like the cross dog.
Thank you.
Didn't they just get signed or something?
Yeah.
Was it that band or people from that band?
No, it was Cross Dog got signed to
Yeah, Anthony was telling me about that.
Stomp Montreal label.
Montreal label. I wonder how that came to fruition.
They were playing shows in Montreal. I saw them there.
Fucking there you go. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Go Cross Dog.
There we go. Shout out.
I love them.
What are we doing? We're talking about feelings.
We're doing another feelings deck.
I like talking about feelings.
I know, but there isn't as many cards because this stack is from when we recorded and none of the audio worked. And this portion of the deck liked to attack me. So
Okay, I remember that.
So you go first.
You want me to go first?
Yep.
Okay.
And now the audio will always work.
Yes, we'll never lose an episode.
I have a mic now, bitch. Like, actually have one for every episode.
People are going to love it. They're in
Riley's
demand.
back.
Riley has a chair in the front. All right, first question. Oh, we're playing We're Not Really Strangers. Did I say that? For y'all who can't
We said we're
see.
talking about feelings, but we're not really strangers. Yeah.
Yeah. Finish the sentence. Strangers would describe me as blank. Only I know that I am blank. So how would strangers describe you, but you know that you are only this way?
Oh, I don't want to know the perception of strangers.
No one fucking does.
Describe me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think initially it would be like they're tattooed, they're threatening, or like a criminal. But we've talked about that, how I look like a criminal, but I'm a gummy bear.
You are a gummy bear.
Yeah, I'm soft as fuck.
Nice and gushy inside.
I'm just so cuddly.
It took a hot minute for me to know that about you, though. I would say like several months of us even working together.
No.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. Because you have a harder exterior. And I think it was just, it took a bit for us to see that. No.
It's armor. It's a nice little shield.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hard as fuck.
It's not the hardness. It's just the lack of talking.
Well, that's it, right? And then like the onion layers keep shedding. And I'm like, Kat, I'm loving this. Like there's so much.
It's the
depth.
silence that is like the unknown where I'm like,
I'm observant.
What is your personality? I don't know.
I don't know.
I know now. Love you so much. Know you better than anyone else.
This is true.
I'm quiet. I'm quiet. I'm a wallflower, damn it. Okay. What title would you give this chapter in your life?
Oh. What title would I give this chapter of my life? I don't know, new beginnings. It's definitely a new chapter.
Ooh.
It's like
your
a new beginning.
mommy era. Your mommy chapter.
era.
Mommy?
Literal mommy, not.
I mean, two things can exist at once. Yeah, mommy is my new chapter.
Train, I need you to hold the mic here.
You want me to hold it here?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Is that firm enough for you?
This is where the connection is. Yeah. This is where the connection is. And that's where things get fucked is if you're around here.
We don't want to get fucked.
No fucking right now.
Okay. Noted. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Do you think the image you have of yourself matches the image people see you as?
No. We just went over this cards.
This deck is really wants you to speak.
Level 2 just really is coming after me. No. The image I have of myself matches the image people see. I mean, initially, probably. If they think I'm not ooey gooey quiet and have a harder exterior, yeah, like, of course I want to have that for myself.
I bet you a lot of people assume that you're like this super extremely confident person because of how you appear. Like you're tall, you're stunning, like you have these like this persona about you. But I don't think that really exists deep down. I don't want to speak for you, but I'm kind of accurate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want to speak for you, but I'm right.
But I'm right. So, but yeah, there's, I think, a lot of layers of that question.
Not confident. What's Faja's name? And tell me one thing about him.
Oh, David,
David,
my father.
Faja.
Yeah. One thing, I could tell you so many things about him. He's
gonna eat this shit up.
he doesn't watch the podcast.
David.
I think he does it out of respect. He knows like everything that you could know about my life anyways.
okay.
Like there's not like he would find anything out that he didn't know already. But yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe this will be the episode he watches.
Say nice things.
One thing about, he's very like gentle and soft. Like he's a very sweet, caring person. And I really respect that in someone who grew up in the era that he did. Like he's in his mid 60s now and is open about like going to therapy and talking about things and being able to express how he feels. And like I've seen him cry. Like I can't even tell you how many times. Like he's just very wears his emotions on his sleeve. And I think that's a big reason that I ended up with the partner that I have, is because he made me realize like how a man is supposed to treat someone that they love. And he very much has had, like, I have like an extremely high standard for men because of him. Everyone should have that standard, but
He's the best.
he's fantastic. I couldn't love my dad anymore. He's great.
Love Dave.
Yeah.
He's my dad now too.
He's everyone's dad, as
He
he's at
adopted all of
Sanga's
us.
like fixing her kitchen or something.
Walks in the building. Dad, whose dad is that? Dad.
Literally the other day, I was like, I needed him for something. I was like, Dad, come here. And then I just needed him to look at something, but he took it as I wanted a hug. He said, oh, okay, come here. And I was like, oh, I'll take that too, but that's not what I need. I need to talk
Sweetie.
business.
Sweetie. Yeah.
Love him.
Love.
Okay. What is the last thing you lied to your mother about?
Oh, so on Saturday,
Right into it.
I got her to watch Lorelai because I said I have a tattoo appointment. She didn't ask if I was tattooing. And then it wasn't until after we got back that I was like straining to give everyone a hug and walk because I got my ribs tattooed, that she's just like, what's wrong? Were you sitting wrong? I'm like, no, I got tattooed. And she's like, if I had known that, I wouldn't have watched your kid. I'm like, look,
It wasn't.
I of course lied to my mother again about getting tattooed because me and my 35 years are still terrified of her. But it's not stopping. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It wasn't a lie. She didn't ask for specifics.
She didn't ask for specifics, but also,
So-
you know, I don't work Saturdays. Of course I'm getting tattooed. You crazy person.
Yeah. Who did your tattoo?
Jessica.
I know that, but I just, for the other people.
Oh, at Bessica Nolan.
Yeah.
Is that it?
She's
Yeah,
great.
at Vermilion.
Love.
I have my first colored tattoo on my torso now.
Yeah, it pops nice. I like it. Are you going to do any more color on your torso?
Yeah, like little gap fillers.
Yeah. As if there's any left. I feel like that's the most heavily covered area of your body. Like you're clearly head to toe tattooed, but like in terms of like spacing of skin that's left, you have sleeves, but like
tip of the chin to my pelvic bone is just
pretty blasted.
blasted. Yeah. Ooh. Has a stranger ever changed your life?
Stranger ever changed my life? No.
No?
I mean, the only thing that like would come to mind would be like negatively, which I don't think that's what the question's alluding to. Like when I see people who are of similar walks of life as my brother who suffers with addiction, there was like a period there with my PTSD that would like really greatly impact me.
Yeah.
And I would have like flashbacks and stuff, and it would like haunt me. Like I would have a really hard time going to Toronto because that type of person you would see more often there. And it's like a more population of that. And my like fight or flight because of my diagnosis would kick in, and it would be like this constant like anxiety thing. So I know that's not really what the question's asking, but that's seeming to be what comes
Comes to mind.
Well,
obviously, like because of instances and circumstances around your brother that anyone not even in close relation, but like that feels like related to him in that sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a trigger.
Yeah, it's a trigger for sure. So I can understand how people unknowingly change your life in that sense. But no, that makes sense.
Yeah. I've had people be extremely kind and generous, but
Yeah.
like it hasn't been something that I would say changed my life. Or I'm trying to think if there was someone that, you know, like said something to me in passing that like really stuck with me and it was a quote or, you know, something like that, but nothing that I can really think of. What's been your happiest memory this past year? That's nice. That's nice.
This past year?
Yeah. So I don't know if that mean like past 12 months or
I was going to say like the 5 months that have just flown by or
we're in the 5th month.
Yeah.
January,
Shut the
February,
fuck
March,
up.
April, May. Yeah.
Oh my okay. Yeah, that checks out. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, it feels like you had Vinny 2 seconds ago and it's already May.
Yeah, it's 6 weeks.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Happiest memory this past year.
There's just so many you can't pick one, right?
So many. Oh, seeing Alexis on fire for the first time was sick.
There you go.
Cried a little in the pit.
Nice. Just crying.
Everyone's screaming to young Cardinals, and I'm like, oh, Cardinals.
It's great. Was JP crying too? For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was probably it. Getting to see my favorite band. Yeah. I mean, I had lots of good and happy memories last year, at least that I can take from the last year. But they're all a little like kind of gut wrenching now, but that's
Okay. Life.
life. Yep. What lesson took you the longest to unlearn?
To unlearn. I feel like that is contradicting itself. No? Am I dumb? I'm dumb sometimes for sure, but like a lesson.
So like something that you thought was right and
Like
you
a
had
lesson.
to unlearn it. So like preconceived lessons from like your childhood that you realized.
Oh, so something that I was taught
Yeah.
that now I've had to unlearn.
Yeah.
Oh, so much. Get Kelsey on this podcast. That's my therapist. Bring her on. But I don't think that's even something to be like, oh, you know, shame on my parents. I think that's a generational thing. And, you know, a lot of us are raised in certain ways. And I mean, the easiest one that comes to mind is, you know, queer, like LGBTQ plus, like anything like that. Not that by no stretch was I raised in a homophobic home. However, I remember when I was 13, maybe my mom asked if I was gay and I didn't really know how to answer it. And like, I kind of knew that I liked people, you know, like at that point I wouldn't have really known how to answer. But in hindsight, I was like, well, you caught me kissing my friend in the closet when I was like 4, who was female. So like, she clearly always knew and didn't really know how to approach it. And I remember saying, no, like I like boys. And then she was like, oh, okay, good. I was worried that like maybe you were going to be gay. It would be fine. But like I was worried. And so it's like kind of thinking like now if my child were to come to me or anyone would be like, hey, I'm gay. I wouldn't be like, oh, we still love you. Because it has that negative connotation to it where it's like, you shouldn't even really have a reaction. It's just like, okay,
That
cool.
would be my reaction to my child telling me they're straight.
I still love you.
No, honey.
Why don't choose
man?
that? Don't choose that life. You know what I mean? It was like, and I think that was almost a progressive moment for my mom to be like, she clearly thought she was doing the right thing. And it wasn't a bad thing. It didn't like, you know, harm me in any way, but it was just thinking back of.
Yeah. But even saying the whole, but I still love you. I was worried, but I still love you. Is almost like a backhanded compliment.
Oh, it is. It is. Yeah.
Where.
Yeah. There's all that too. Like even my mom, it's weird. Like the other day, like she's weird about like if it's 2 girls or 2 guys. Like she's okay if it's
So
girls, but
strange.
weird if it's guys. And I don't know if it's just because she's a girl. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like there's so much shit where like in that generation, they like almost hit the mark, but they're off.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like, are you hearing yourself? Like,
Yeah.
it's so contradictive.
It is. And it's, trying to remember every generation is the most progressive generation that's existed. So they're clearly way more progressive than their parents, and it just goes back. So like they did, I hope, and the best that they could, but it's okay. Let's continue to progress and continue to move forward. And like the conversations around gender and stuff, like my dad is like so receptive and great. And, so it's just like trying to open up that dialogue and have those conversations, but it wasn't necessarily a lesson that I had to unlearn, because I have some internalized homophobia and I've worked through it, and I don't really think that it exists too much anymore with like towards myself. But I think it's just that sense of how to approach situations like that, I think is much different. And now having a kid of my own, I think I would just do things a lot differently in that sense. But yeah. When you are asked how you are, how often do you answer truthfully? I'm so sorry. This is gunning for you.
Literally never.
Not one time.
No. Stare at them until they break. And they're like, hey, me.
Yeah. But I will say so much praise, because the amount of communication that you've grown with doing in the past 6 months is expenential since I've met you. It's wild. Like
Something about grasping boundaries?
Yeah, you're a boundary. You're a
found your
boundary
voice.
babe now. I said you're a boundary babe now. Poster child for boundaries.
you definitely found your voice in terms of communication, and I think it's great.
Thank you. But yeah, no, how often do I answer truthfully? Fucking never.
Okay.
Never. Not one time.
The next time a client's like, hey, how are you? And you'd be like, sit down.
I think you truthfully tell us now. Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Still not a lot of the time.
It's not until I'm like at my absolute like breaking point where I'm like, I will blatantly lie and then be like, okay, okay, I feel like shit. And here's X, Y, Z as to what. How are you? Really?
Really? How are you really? Isn't that on one of their sweaters? It says it on the back. So when you're, like in a public place and people are like, oh, I need to reflect. Thanks, sweater. I'm actually great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not pulling a cat and lying?
No, right. I feel like I'm pretty. Yeah. I like,
You also don't say how you're really feeling a lot of the time either, though, I find. That's just because I can read both of you. Like, I think you just don't want to get into it. So you're just like, oh, I'm good.
That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that. Because I feel like if I think of like...
It depends on the people. Like, if I'm sitting there and someone
100%.
asks you. But even if it's like here, like say Stenga's like, oh, how are you, Katrina? And you'd be like, oh, I'm good. And then I'm like, no, she's not. We literally just had a conversation about Josh. She's like, but it's like...
I think it depends
Everyone
on
does that.
The workday is starting and I'm like, hey, let's sit down and talk about my intrusive thoughts right now. Like if it was in a setting where we're all sitting down and someone asked me that I'm close with, like I'm close with Senga, I would have shared about it with her. I think it is dependent on where we are. But like when you've come to my house and stuff in the past little bit, I feel like I've been quite honest. Yeah. No, you're right. I think
it's like just more in like the stem of like, people just say you're good when you see people in passing or clients or whatever. You're just like, oh, I'm good. How are you? And I always think it's hilarious because sometimes like clients will come in and they'll be like, oh, how are you? I'm like, oh, not great. Like this happened. And they're kind of like, oh, like not that I'm oversharing, but I'm just like, oh, I'm having a shitty day. And they'll just be like, because they're not used to it. Because people are like taught to not, you have to be good all the time. You have to be on it all the time. So I like really tried to just be like, oh, I'm not great. Yeah. I'm setting the tone for you guys.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but like, it's just.
I did find that with specific to, I keep bringing up being a mom right now, which when I wasn't a mom, I didn't give a shit to hear about, being completely honest. I didn't want to see 100 baby photos. Don't really care. That sounds terrible, but you know what I mean? Like with food, it's like overkill. Yeah. So I apologize. But when people are asking me how it's going and stuff, I would say like, oh, physically I'm doing okay. And then if they were like, oh, like how's like postpartum? And I'm like, fucking terrible. Because no one was ever honest with me when I asked them. Yeah. So that I'm trying to really be very honest about, because I think it's imperative that people are more honest about that. For sure. Yeah. Have you ever told someone I love you but didn't mean it? If so, why?
No.
Yeah.
No.
We're just trying to get them in bed. I feel like that's like the classic teenage boy. What?
I fucking love your ass. Like, get over here.
No.
It's like, when else would you do that? Like, why would you do that? You guys know I'm weird with saying I love you, so.
Well, like people that are in relationships and they've checked out, you still say it even though you maybe don't mean it anymore.
Yeah, there's so many different types of love though too, right? Like it's such a vast.
Yeah, because
meaning
I
of
say
a
I love you to
word.
people all the time, and I feel like it's like I feel like loving people and being in love with people is very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was gonna
massive.
say, like, it's just like, have you ever told someone I love you but didn't mean it? If so, and like, no, I feel like in all circumstances I've said it and meant it. Whether the type of love had changed.
Right. Or it's like in hindsight, you've now experienced a different type of love and you're like, oh, I thought that was love back then and I really did feel it. But now it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This levels
obviously,
up.
Yeah, leveled up a little different, obviously.
Yeah.
Definitely
Just
something
love
you
for
learn
you
with
at the
age.
time,
Yeah. Love for that person at the time for whatever reason. But yeah, no, I don't think that's something I've ever lied about or could lie about. I love love.
Yeah. Love.
Love.
Angry face, love.
I love love.
I feel like Kat's gonna cry this episode. I don't know why. I can feel it.
We're going to circle back into these ones that no one heard about. So.
Jesus Christ. Okay, what is a compliment you wish you received more frequently?
Ooh. Any compliment.
Tell the Leo everything.
No, I'm just kidding. I actually feel really uncomfortable when people compliment me, to be honest. I would say, and this is going to be my inner child talking, something to do with like intellectual or smart or I like being complimented on things like business wise or things that when I was younger, I really played into the dumb blonde role.
Okay.
It was very easy. It was just kind of, I don't know. I was, for whatever reason, thought that being liked because of my physical appearance gave me, like it filled my cup up. And I never really got complimented on being smart or being this. It was like, oh, you're cute or whatever. Because I had like the round chubby cheeks and blonde hair. So I was kind of raised externally in that way. So I never really thought that I was that smart, and we all have smarts in different ways. Like no one's dumb completely. We all have like areas of expertise. But mine just didn't really excel in terms of like your traditional.
You're like academia.
Yeah. And I mean, I still did, like I was on the honor roll in high school. I still did well. I was going to go to university. Thankfully I didn't pan out because I love what I do now, but I find that really itches something in my brain when someone compliments the way that I speak, even because I'm dyslexic. And it really took a long time for me to get comfortable doing public speaking. And I remember the first couple times I had done things like I was getting Riley to like help me like rewrite it. And I was like super anxious about it. And now like I'll do something and I don't really, maybe it's just, I don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
Like I take being asked to talk very seriously and I'm very grateful. Not that it fucking happens often. It's happened twice, but like, it's, you know, like I don't know.
You're very well spoken on here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You are.
See how awkward I got? I'm like, fight it. And my brain's like, no, you're not.
I get surprised all the time that you're like more intelligent on things than like I would have expected when we're talking about like new topics or how you feel about it and stuff. I feel like you talk very elegantly about stuff.
Thank you.
Love.
Stop. Keep going. Well, I want you two to both answer that.
You're hot and smart.
Thank you. What do you want to, like, you two answer that question though? Riley?
Complimented more on.
What do you wish you were complimented more on? That's a good question. Being a pleaser, I would like to know.
I don't know. I think before I started working here, I would have said like physically, I would like more compliments. But you guys are always like, you look like a Renaissance painting every fucking day. But I think before I started working here, I just never, not to say that I didn't get complimented, but I just was never like the hot, this sounds so stupid, but I was never like the hot one growing up. Like all of my friends around me were like the ones that were like, I've always had close friends where like, even up until recent years where like they're getting stopped at the bar to be like, you are so gorgeous. Or if we're in a bathroom, it's just like, you're the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. Or, you know, guys sliding in their DMs all the times and stuff like I just never was that. And still to this day am not that. I just don't get that type of, so I think my cup is full in that sense of you guys, because you guys always let me know things about my physical appearance that you like. I just think outside of my inner circle, I think I would like to hear it more. Yeah. It's also like not the most important thing. I think the things that I really love about myself, about like being strong or being, you know, taking care of people or whatever, I feel like I hear a lot that I'm good at those things. And that's really nice. But I think it's like a physical thing that I like doubt myself sometimes. So not that it fucking matters if people think I'm good looking or not, but
I think anyone would be lying if they said that they didn't enjoy having some sort of validation. It's like, you know, you don't want that to be like the deal breaker if it's going to make your day or not, but it's still nice to hear.
I also just think it's like, because I don't get it externally and I don't really care about how I look. Like I'm fine with how I look a majority of the time, but I think the lack of that makes me question if I should be okay with my body and how I look and stuff. Like it's like a mind fuck. So I think if I heard it more, it would confuse me less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah. You? Yes. You.
What's up?
Your turn. Answer the question.
To ask you a question.
No. Answer this one. The one that we both just answered.
It's a new card.
No. What would you like to get complimented on more?
No.
No. Pass. Veto.
Ooh. Vulnerability on the pod.
Don't like it. No. No.
Just no. No.
Complimented more. I don't know. I like hearing that I'm a good mom or that I'm doing a good job. Like,
you're such a good mom.
Okay, thank you, but like, I want to hear that more. I think
you are. You're great. Lorelai's perfect. You're doing a good job, and that's a fucking hard job. Being a parent is hard as balls.
Hardest job.
Yeah. Showing up consistently and like always being on and.
Oh, I can't do the on all the time thing. I'm definitely lock myself in a dark room sometimes and be like, don't talk to me. I can't right now. But yeah, it's hard. It's a hard job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's great.
And another question for you. So if you didn't answer that question, it was coming anyways. What do you crave more of?
Potatoes.
I fucking love a potato. How do you no? How do you want a potato?
Deflect.
We're circling back. Like I want to talk about potatoes.
Do you see that trend where it's like everyone brings a different candy and they put it in a bowl to make like a salad? Have you seen that?
No.
So it's like people will be like, oh, I brought gummy bears. Oh, I brought gummy worms. Like it's a trend on TikTok right now.
Yeah, I bought fuzzy peaches.
And they'll just mix it all together. I saw one the other day and I sent it to Kat and it was like everyone brought a different fry from a different fast food place.
So sexy.
They dumped it all into a bucket and mixed it all together of all the different fries.
They were missing just like plain chips in that.
Yeah.
I could toss it.
They should have put some mashed potatoes in there, like gotten real creative.
Which fry is your go-to fry?
McDonald's.
Right?
I like McDonald's if I want something super salty, but I think like an all the time fry, I love like a Wendy's or an A&W because it's like
I can't.
Fresh.
No.
Yeah.
New York fry.
Oh, New York fries is
So
good.
as a poutine,
The veggie poutine with like
So
cheese on it.
sexy.
Poutine.
Oh, there's a new plant-based place that opened up that we have to go to.
Yeah, we should go for dinner. It's like Southeast Asian
Yeah.
plant-based food.
Bree was asking me that. She's like, "Has Riley gone to the plant-based
Let's go.
place?" And I was
Let's
like,
invite
"Let's
Bree.
fucking go right now.
Girls' night.
Let's go. Let's bring the podcast there."
I love food.
Okay, but like we're talking potatoes. Is it French fries, mashed, baked? Like, tell me about your potato. How would you want it?
Potato chip.
Okay,
French fry.
back up. What kind of chip?
Lay's plain. I've said this every single episode.
Plain.
Yeah. They love
That's
like just like
fucking
a
weird.
family size bag
That
of
makes
plain
sense.
chips.
I don't hate on any type of chip, but I will go for a family size bag of like Lay's plain first.
Like, let me family size.
2 bags of chips every time I come over.
Every Sunday, me and Kat and Lex rot on the couch to combat the Sunday scaries together because we all want to our shit on Sundays.
I don't like it.
Anyways, chip conversation. Kat brings a family size bag of plain Lays every week, and me and Lex don't fucking eat that shit. So
No one does.
But every week they just bring a new bag, even though there's still more bags at my house. So in my chip cupboard, there's like 17 quarter-filled rolled up bags of Lay's plain chips that are gonna die there. They're going to die in that cupboard.
I'm gonna have like an oddly.
I threw some out the other day actually because it was like it was like pumbling out of the cupboard when I opened the cupboard.
Okay, but to be fair, like I bring at least 2 bags of chips. It's not just like the plain bag is mine. Okay, and then I will bring you your like little dill pickle, salt and vinegar because this kid has a pain problem, and then like ketchup chips
Salt
for the
and vinegar
kid.
for the pain kink people.
Pain kink for the salt and vinegar for the pain kink folks, and then like
It's like, I
didn't know that.
And you know, like Miss Vicky's like salt and vinegar and how it's like
yes,
it's like
makes you bleed.
and then also you're like hurts your mouth.
oh, so good.
Lex, you have a pain kink?
She is napping with your child in the back room. She walked past and he
Angel.
was passed out on her chest, and she's like, I'm gonna go lay down because he was like kind of like slipping a little bit. She's like, I'm gonna go lay down with him. So she's probably knocked out too. I don't fucking know. Actually, no. She wouldn't be knocked out. She would be like, I'm gonna kill this child. So alert.
I can't sleep.
Yeah.
The babies are sleeping, but yeah, okay. It was a colorful cupboard until recently. There was all different types
Don't
of
shake
chips.
your head at me. It's a funny story.
So funny.
Okay, so chips, then
French fries.
French fries. Okay, we're talking chips, and then we're talking
Chips.
yes,
French fries.
yes.
Mashed potato.
Okay, French fries. What are you dipping it in? Plain? You're not even dipping it in anything?
Ketchup sometimes.
A little mayo? Maybe a little mayo? Okay, gravy.
On the mashed potatoes? No,
No,
like
we're talking French fries. You're getting too
sometimes.
Okay.
I love potatoes.
Okay, then mash. The mash is it like sour cream? Is it fully loaded? We talking?
It can be.
Okay. Easy to please. I like it. All right.
Roasted potatoes, like wedges.
Heavy on the salt.
Yeah.
Seasoning salt. Seasoning salt. So
Seasoning,
good.
like, what's my least favorite potato?
My
form?
least favorite is like baked potato.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who wants
It's like fine if it's cut open and like put a bunch of shit inside it, but even then it's hard to eat. British people really love that. A jacket potato.
a potato?
That's what they call it. Because it has a little jacket on.
What about like a hash brown?
Oh shit.
This is like a loaded question.
This is why we have to get into it.
Like a sweet potato, a waffle fry.
Yeah, so many.
I was so pissed I ordered waffle fries last weekend. Did not arrive.
Yeah, that was sad.
Curly fries.
Yeah.
No.
Bottom of the tier.
I haven't had a curly fry from Arby's in so long. That shit slaps.
We're finishing the podcast on my potato obsession.
Well, you kind of got to answer this
No,
question.
we still
What do
got
you
time.
crave? What do you crave more of?
He's early. You're good.
Well, I started at 4:30.
I thought it was 4:45.
Oh. Waiting 15 minutes, sir. What do I crave more of? Nothing.
This
Good.
is such a lie.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm so good.
See this whole not being honest thing.
It's really full circle right now.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
My only thought would be like free time, but I can make that happen. I'm just anal retentive and need something to do at all times. I could literally give myself time off, but I won't.
Mm-hmm. Being busy for you is good for your brain. So it's like, how do you find that balance between like, because what would you do with that free time? Is it like, I want free time because I want to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, because like right now my free time is spent, I do my chores and I do the things that I consider my free time to also keep my brain like happy. But ideally it would be like more rot time.
More raw time.
I want to read more. I bought like 21 books this winter and
Oh my goodness. That's a lot. Good for
I've
you.
read like a quarter of one.
I read a quarter of one and the first page of every single book.
Do you read Kindle? Do you have Kindle?
I can't.
You're like a physical.
It needs to be a
book
physical
person.
book. Yeah.
Have you tried the Kindle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I own one. It's somewhere.
Yeah.
I've never used it.
I just know a lot of people are like, no, I'm really a book person. And they
Did you
get the
see
Kindle
that?
and I love
If
it.
you have Spotify Premium now, they have a ton of audiobooks on there.
Really?
But like, it's like insane. Like they have like really big books for free with your premium subscription.
That's nice.
I haven't used it yet, but every time I open my app, it's like
Yeah.
different books.
Read, bitch.
Yeah. They have that like Jeanette McCurdy book, the I'm Glad My Mom Died
Oof.
book. And I want to
heavy.
I want to listen to it because apparently it's like really fucking good because her mom was like super abusive and then she ended up dying.
Wow.
She talks about that. It's kind of like an autobiography. Apparently it's like unreal.
Who is this person?
Jeanette McCurdy, she was on like Nickelodeon shows. So she was like a child actress and her family just like sucked her dry of her money and they were very abusive and shitty. And
That's fucked. So many child actors and actresses like had crazy stories.
yeah, the whole thing is about how like her mom dying was the best thing that ever happened to her,
Wow.
which it like dives into a lot of like parental issues stuff. So
There you go.
Oh, now you're getting my questions from before. What is a dream you've let go of?
What is a dream I've let go of? Oh, getting like a master's or doctorate in art, fine art. I have zero post-secondary education, and it was during that, in the sense of like a spiritual awakening, and I was like going through all the goals and trying to figure out what I wanted to do, like what would be fulfilling in my life, and that was one of the things that I had kind of pondered on, was like, if I could do anything and I didn't have the immediate negative brain come in where it's like, no, you can't, like that's unrealistic, or, you know, whatever that voice is, I was like, oh, like that would be really cool to do. And then for one, I just don't really think I have the time, or I'm not making the time. And I think that I wanted that at one point because of what I thought, like a status that it would give me. And I don't care about that anymore.
Yeah.
So I think it's just growing and changing and being like, yeah, I'm okay to let go of that. Like, I don't feel like I need that. I feel like I learned. I feel like actually not having art education benefited me because I wasn't in a box.
Yeah.
I wasn't told you have to do it like this, this, and this. And then that in hindsight made me more creative.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, I don't know the other way, but I'm happy with that. So I'm okay letting go of that.
Good.
Yes. What is the most unexplainable thing that's ever happened to you? Dum.
No, I don't have anything.
You've never had like a ghost experience or anything? I don't know why my mind goes there.
No, I feel like they're all explainable though.
Oh, I like that. I love that kind of shit. I fucking eat it up.
Yeah.
But nothing unexplainable, like
No.
Okay.
No, because like my initial thought was like after Joni passed away, my sister and I had gone to like a psychic, a medium, and she was like, she's like, there's like this blonde girl who's really tall, who's just pushed through the crowd of people who are trying to connect to you, and she's like, move out of my way. And I was like, well, I know exactly who that is, you know, like, and she had nothing but like Joni related things to say, where I was like, like, I'm not going to question spirituality in that sense. Like, it's obviously shit I believe in. And if you're going to pull up someone who is that close to me and nail everything on the head, fucking A. Like, you know your shit, because there's no way in hell she would have known otherwise, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like unexplainable, but not, because I feel like she just had that much of an energy that even in her passing, that there's no way in hell that someone couldn't have just like gotten that much of her presence in a read. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's attacking you this time. I love it. What would your younger self not believe about your life today?
Ooh. I would say a few things. I mean, I was a very confident child. Probably how tattooed I am. I feel like that's an easy one. I mean, I got my first tattoo when I was 14, so maybe not.
I think that's a little believable too, because you said only limbs initially. Like when I first met you, you're like arms and legs only. I'm like, cool, give me that stomach, give me that back.
Yeah. And then you got to me, right?
next up, throat tattoo.
Away we
Face
go.
tat. Join the face tat club.
Join the face tat club, maybe. Yeah, I think that I didn't get married and had kids earlier. I think that I like really was like, I'm going to have like 4 or 5 kids. I'm going to get married like very young. And that changed, like even as a teenager, like that changed. But when I was like very young, I feel like that's really pushed as a female, like down your throat in a way. So yeah, I think that would maybe have been a little bit of a surprise. I think my younger self, I can remember when I met Anthony at a bonfire and I was like 12 or 13. He hates when I tell the story because it makes it sound like he's a predator, but he's not. He didn't hit on me or even know I existed at that age, but I had a crush on him. But he's like 6 or something years older than me, 6 years older than me. And I thought he was like so hot and cool because he was playing guitar. He was playing guitar and singing, and I thought it was like really hot and cool. And
guitar bonfire guy.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Circle back and we started dating when I was like fucking, I don't know, 27. But yeah. That's what I got.
Cute.
Yeah. What has been your earliest recollection of happiness?
I hate these.
Good questions though. Like when do you think of that shit?
I think it's the aspect of the camera being on you. So I feel like when we play this game, well, I guess you're a little bit hesitant, but like I feel like
hesitant always.
The added factor of other people listening.
I always forget those fuckers here.
Yeah.
Not you, the camera. It's just standing behind
Fucker.
it.
So-
Never forget that you're here. You make this work.
I don't know. Initially, my brain was like, Disney.
Cute.
Fuck yeah.
But
Yeah.
It's a big deal for a kid.
why was it like at 10 years old, though? Like, was I not happy before that?
Trauma.
Trauma.
You probably were. You just probably just blocked
I
it
just
out a
can't
little bit.
think of anything like fun and happy good times. Yeah, probably just like going to Disney for the first time was like fun.
I'd love to go to Disney. That sounds great.
We can go to Disney.
We're going to. We'll go to Harry Potter World. Is that at Disney?
Yeah.
In
Well,
Orlando,
that's-
Florida, right?
Yeah.
The Wizarding World of Harry Potter.
Last one.
Yeah.
The devilish laugh.
Well, it's because these are all the ones I got last time where I was like, I'm going to rip.
It's funny because Kat thinks it's table's turn, but Katrina's like, I will literally talk about anything
You will
until I'm blue in the
literally
face.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
Kat's like, let's talk about our deepest fears on the podcast. I want to do a 6-hour podcast.
I don't.
No one wants to hear about that.
Are you missing anyone right now? Do you think they are missing you too?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a lot of people that are close to me. And I have a friend of mine that lives in the States who I'm very close with, and we send voice notes and stuff all the time. And I was talking to her before I came here, and she's like just very sweet. And I find I have the limited friends that I have all kind of, I connect with in a little bit of a different way, you know, and you have like a different type of, like it fills a different part of your cup up. And yeah, I know that they miss me. So that's nice. Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah.
Love her. Did you get your package?
Which package?
Is there not a package back there?
Oh, yeah, she knows what it is.
Okay.
Oh, that's Anthony's birthday gift, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Thank you. I'm very excited for it.
I was told to hide it, but I'm like,
Okay, but you know, when you get a
Can't tell.
package and then the picture of it's on the box or like
Yeah.
it says what it is, and we come here randomly because we're getting, you know, whatever, I'm tattooing them or we're getting something from the basement, returning swords, you know, and
triggered.
you gotta laugh so you don't cry.
I didn't get that for a second, and then now I'm like,
You gotta see the footage. It's fucking wild of the cameras.
Yeah.
Oh, you sent me it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just didn't want him to see it and be like, because if he saw it, he'd be like, oh, that's my birthday. gift.
Birthday soon. It's Taurus season now.
Yeah, it's next Sunday.
cute.
Also, it's your first Mother's Day.
Yeah, I know.
On Sunday.
Isn't that cute?
That's this Sunday.
I think it's the 12th.
Yeah, you know what was
Or maybe
really...
Yeah. I think it's this Sunday.
You're right. It is my first Mother's Day. But last Mother's Day, a friend of mine, Kaylin, Kyle's wife, had messaged me because she knew that I had a miscarriage, and she wished me a happy Mother's Day last Mother's Day because I technically would have been a mom, and I was like fucking bawling. I was like, that's so, because you don't think of that. Like there's a lot of people out there who have had like multiple miscarriages or had
stillbirths,
you know, still, oh my God. Like, and it's like, those are moms too, right? But I am very excited for this Mother's Day because it's like my baby's going to be with me and there's all of that. But yeah, it changes it.
What are you guys doing? Do you have any plans?
We're going out for dinner Saturday night. So that'll be nice. And then yeah, Sunday we're just gonna hang out at home and do the thing. If it's like beautiful outside, I would love to go for a picnic or something.
Yeah.
The weather this time of year, you never know.
Yeah.
It's been fucking nice though.
It's gorgeous out right now.
Let's go. Let's fucking
I
wrap
want to
this
go
up.
stand in her.
Cat has the tattoo still.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
it's literally sitting in the room right now.
Okay, well, hopefully the audio works.
We tried to do this.
We just made Cat do We're Not Really Strangers like 17 times.
Purposely not working it.
It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like exposure therapy and they don't even know it.
Fantastic.
None of this is funny.
I do like that the categories are big. So like number 3 we could do 2 as well.
Yeah, I
Because we
don't
could
want
have
to.
done 2
And 3
2.
gets even harder.
I don't. That's fine. I don't want to do level 2 ever again because that last half of the deck that didn't end up recording properly. No,
We got some shit out.
Nar.
nor,
It's a nar from me.
nor.
Nar.
Bye. Bye.
Goodbye.